are going to be. I should probably close my closet. I'm a bad streamer. I'm a horrible streamer. Fine, I'll close it right now. All right. So we're gonna I'm gonna go with my workday. I'm gonna be working pretty intensely for 2 hours, writing a proposal for the conclusions based on everything I've done up to now relating to Kubernetes in production and in development, and how to deploy Kubernetes applications in a reliable way that your team can follow and that can be supported after you leave and such. And this is actually kind of important to me because I feel like if we don't have a consistent method for managing applications, then what the fuck is this all about? Why are we even doing it? So I'm really kind of glad that I got the assignment to do this audit, and I need to go in and start applying all the stuff that I'm going to be writing up in the proposal. So I need to write the proposal to get the team on board with what I've decided here based on lots of research over the last 2 weeks, and then get busy actually doing it so that we can clean up our mess. We have quite a mess of applications that have been installed all over the place. That has to be fixed, and that's going to be pretty much all I do in December. I have a feeling. I want to do some more stuff. We need to do some Elasticsearch installation and Harbor installation, but I feel like cleaning up our applications is important. And since I was the guy who did Jupyter Hub and fought with that Helm chart and everything, I feel like I might actually even be the best person on the team to do that work, because I've done a lot of applications prep and capturing. So I'm probably one of the few people that can actually read some of the code and the Go code and the Helm code and stuff. So why do you care? So this next 2 hours is going to be nothing but writing and coming to the conclusions that I have and explaining those conclusions. And it's going to be boring, like long-winded writing. But if you want to stay tuned and hear the conclusions that I have made and why, feel free to stay. This VOD will probably be pushed up as is into YouTube, and I'm not categorizing anything. I'm just pushing them all up so people have them on YouTube if they want to come back and watch after the fact. I'll probably try to add some sort of description to it, but it won't be saved in my Zettelkasten at all. The writings themselves will be, though. All right, so let's get back to it. So the most recent thing I did is I did, let's say I do this stuff. Well, this is kind of an interesting thing. So I've already written a couple of Zettels on this. So my writing style is to keep things kind of, granular so they can be composed together into a larger document. It's on Poster. Oh, you liked Mr. Robot Poster? I don't know. I can't even remember where I got it. I could find out for you. Yeah, ask me when I'm not at work. All right, so we need to focus on this. Okay, so I already wrote some stuff about it. First of all, I called it CRAP, Kubernetes Real Applications Procedures, and then I called it CRAM, Kubernetes Real Application Methodology, and then I changed it to just k8sapp. So that is how I'm going to look for it in my writing. So this is the best start I have to the process, but it's not really worded in proposal kind of form. It also does things that I normally don't do. I don't like breaking up. I don't like having single documents that are more than like 100, 150, lines long. I think I just don't like that. So, but I might have to keep it. I have a feeling this is the document we're going to be focusing on at first, and then we'll get into the specifics. Just trying to see if there's anything here I need to. Yeah, I kind of want to break this up into multiple documents and then I can kind of place those documents in their own headers and stuff. I like having, Zettelkasten are supposed to be relatively small, about 25 lines or so. So this is more of a final document than so the Lumen, who made Zettelkasten, he would take his zetels, his zettel, which means, slip of paper, and he would combine them into documents, and they would create products out of it, books and stuff. And this is kind of sitting in the fence between something that's finished and something that is just, a bunch of thoughts. So I'm going to try to break this out into the thoughts, and then ultimately I'm going to paste those back together into proposal. Mostly because we're going to have a lot of tangents along the way. Some of the tangents that I know I'm going to have right away are going to be why Helm is shit. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know where that came from. My squeaky chair too. I hate the squeaky chair. I got to get a new one. I have to make this chair quieter. But so yeah. Kubernetes application. Kubernetes application administration, I guess. It's not really administration. It's it kind of is administration actually, because we have the lifecycle. We have to do security audits and all that stuff. I could do k8sapp application lifecycle. k8sapp, Kubernetes Apple. Kubernetes applications. So get rid of this. Kubernetes applications. k8sapp is a methodology for administering Kubernetes applications in the real world. Let's face it. I'm going to try to change this into. There are many ways to install and manage Kubernetes applications today. As a cloud native administrator, I could actually stop using first person, since cloud native administrators are forced to make a choice. Are forced to choose or invent their own administration, installation and administration techniques. This is kind of the executive summary. Invent their own installation administration techniques. And administration techniques. Moreover, the industry is full of hyped marketing surrounding insecure and buggy applications, promising things that veteran administrators know dismiss with extreme prejudice. So this has kind of been the tone I've encountered. All right, Kubernetes is a methodology for there are many ways to install and manage Kubernetes applications today. Cloud native administrators are forced to choose or invent their own installation and administration techniques. Moreover, the industry is full of hype, of overly hyped marketing for insecure and buggy software frameworks and and package management software that veteran administrators dismiss with frustration once realizing the reality behind the hype. None of these tools is suitable in an enterprise environment. Scaffold CI/CD pipeline. Leading to the veterans dismiss once they realize the reality behind the hype. None of these tools is suitable for most enterprise environments. This has created a climate of conflict between a climate of conflict in the industry and something of a race to meet the real needs of air-gapped organizations focused on security and sustainability. On-prem, yeah, a lot of people are. I think one of the reasons that this is happening, I can't put this in here, is that the industry is focused on cloud tools. So they want you to use their ways of doing it. There are many ways to install and manage a Kubernetes application today. Cloud administrators are forced to choose or invent their own installation and administration techniques. Moreover, the industry is full of overly hyped marketing, overly hyped insecure and buggy frameworks and package management, overly hyped frameworks and package management software and package management software that is full moreover, the industry is full of overly hyped frameworks and Kubernetes package management software that any seasoned infrastructure engineer would dismiss immediately once they look under the hood. I don't think it is. Not according to the Cloud Native Foundation. No, I've been trying to decide that myself. Oh wait, they took it out. There's a lot of people that have it. Yep, they took it out. When did it? There we go. There's a fail. I'm glad we can finally agree on that because I don't like the hyphen. Do you think it should be capitalized, or do you think we should just put it down lowercase? I don't think it needs to be uppercase. It's not a proper noun. Yeah. This one does, of course. Cloud native administrators are forced to choose or to choose or invent. Yeah, exactly. An installation. Moreover, the industry is full of overly hyped frameworks and package management software that most seasoned infrastructure engineers would dismiss immediately once they look under the hood. None reignited my interest in creating a new manifest tool. Yeah. None of, I think having some sort of manifest tool that just points to a bunch of Git repos, because that's what we're going to do. Because you need something to keep, you need a list. You need a list of all your applications, right? Yeah. So, none of the currently available solutions meets the demands of today's meets the security and sustainability demands of the modern air-gapped enterprise organizations. We're trying to make, yeah. I think proportionate, we've said that many, many times here. I've heard that so many times by really scrutinizing mature engineers. That's the problem is we keep trying to, where does the logic go? If this, then install this. Where does it go? Well, it's all gotten crammed into a template, which doesn't have any ability, a Helm template doesn't have any ability to apply the imperative logic to the enterprise. Because it's a fucking package, according to them. There needs to be another way to say, if this enterprise has this or this and this, basically we need to just be able to script it. Bottom line, we need to be able to script our own installations. And we need to stop being ashamed of scripting our installations or using just kubectl. We need to stop that. We need to stop the shaming going on. The shaming is coming from people that want to make money off of the other options. That's what's happening. So, this has created a climate of conflict and shame for those refusing to use the standards that are currently available. When in fact the safest and most sustainable approach is simply to use Kubernetes resource files and kubectl. That's about all I can do for. That's pretty much an executive summary. So, yeah. Hi there, boss, Mr. Extremely. Rather than ordered actions, yeah, it's all of it. It's if then else, it's condition, it's imperative, it's everything that goes with imperative. Yeah, I agree. The manifest should just be showing you what you have and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of approaches. There's a lot of area to improve, and we registered, apparate.io. If anybody wants to help, we can build one. No, absolutely not. Fuck no. Don't use JavaScript unless you need it. The end. That's not just my opinion. That's progressive web design. That's cardinal laws of web design, but nobody follows it. I'm going to read this sentence. This is the most important paragraph. There are many ways to install and manage Kubernetes applications today. Cloud native administrators are forced to choose or invent their own installation administration techniques. Moreover, the industry is full of overhyped frameworks and package management software that fails to meet even minimal requirements for air gapped security and sustainability. Indeed. Security and sustainability. Indeed, most seasoned infrastructure engineers would dismiss any of them immediately once they look under the hood. This lack of standard brought about by attempting to force imperative business processes, imperative IT processes into a declarative framework, into declarative solutions has created a fair amount of chaos and a climate of conflict and shame for those chaos in the Kubernetes industry, and a climate of conflict and shame for those refusing to use the standards that are currently available, when in fact the safest and most sustainable approach is simply to use Kubernetes resource files and kubectl. That's my conclusion. And then I've got to justify that. Well, to write a full Helm to thing converter, there already is one. You just use Helm template. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, and then make that into enamel, and then it's a big Go. It's a Go install. It's a Go program if you want to do it. There. Some cloud administrators are forced to choose or invent their own installation administration. Moreover, the industry is full of overly hyped frameworks and package management software that fails to meet even minimal requirements for air-gapped security and sustainability. Indeed, most seasoned infrastructure engineers would dismiss. That's restating it. I want to be more to the point. This lack of standard, brought about by attempting to force imperative IT business processes into declarative solutions, has created a fair amount of chaos in the Kubernetes, in the cloud native industry, and the Kubernetes industry. With regard to fair amount of Kubernetes applications chaos, a fair amount of chaos and a climate of conflict and refuse to use the Kubernetes applications management standards. Kubernetes management, the standards that are currently standards when in fact the safest and most sustainable approach is simply to use Kubernetes is to use sim, is to use Kubernetes resource files is to keep things as simple as possible. Use Kubernetes resource files and kubectl. So this document, that's it. The end. All right. So we have to do the rest of this, and I'm going to actually put it under the related sections. Here's the application today. Okay. So Kubernetes application administration. Let's see. I don't know how to say this. What we need to say is that it's the most important part of this is that we follow the same process. And follow a conventional methodology follow a conditional methodology. So we have to get the premise in here that it's not package management. I need to write another thing on that. I don't know how to write that, but I got to write it. Does that create package management will never work in Kubernetes. This is really important. This is the most important discovery related to why Helm fails. The term package management and does not relate to Kubernetes and should be avoided. Use what we call it application utility, build utility, or management assistant, or whatever instead. For example, Helm is closer to, what is it called? It's closer to Webpack than to popularized wrongly by Helm, by the Helm project, does not relate to Kubernetes and should be avoided. use the terms application build utility, manage configuration management, assistant, or just about anything else. Helm is closer to Webpack than to apt or than to APT. What is it? How do you spell APT? Apt package management. The apt package management. Okay. The term package management published by Helm product does not relate to Kubernetes and should be avoided. It is causing immense confusion and chaos in the industry. Use the terms are just about any of the following terms instead. Application build utility, configuration management assistant, or whatever. At the right time. The term package management popularized wrongly by the Helm project does not relate to Kubernetes and should be avoided. It is causing immense confusion and chaos in the industry. Use any of the following terms instead. Helm is closer to Webpack than to APT. Webpack, a Node JS build tool, than to APT, the Ubuntu package manager. When installing, I don't know, SSH, open SSH server, for example. One need only apt install open SSH server, and everything works because APT has been designed to work with Ubuntu, with Debian/Ubuntu systems, and all of those systems with regard to software installation and management are follow the same structure. There is no intermediate validate step. No need to comb through the source code to make sure it works on your computer. No need to add extra dependencies that are not covered by the APT system itself. Everything just works. That is what a package manager does, provides. Calling Helm a package manager is simply a lie. Let's look at an actual package manager for comparison. Okay, so when installing OpenSSH server, for example, for installing, one need only apt install this and everything works, because apt has been designed to work with Debian Ubuntu systems, and all of those systems with regard to the software installation management follow the same structure. Standard. There is no intermediate validate step. No need to comb through the source code to make sure it works on your computer. No need to add extra dependencies that are covered by the apt system. No need to change references to internal references from external dependencies into internal ones. Everything just works. No need to copy down the package specification file to ensure we have a copy of it. Everything just works. That is what a package manager does. dpkg. Consider the process of installing and maintaining a Helm chart. First, you identify the chart, then copy down the tarball. Uncompress it, look through the default rendering with Helm template, read through the templates themselves, looking for bugs and places to customize, changing the references to external images to internal mirrored copies of the images, running the resource files through OPA conf test to ensure to proactively ensure they meet security policies, then attempt to install, only to discover that you must create additional RBAC resources before it will even run, and then be able to undo all of that customization once you remove or upgrade your application, your package. This is not package management. This is software configuration and building and installation. Helm is not a package manager. Calling it such borders on irresponsible. All right. I should probably just make this one about Helm. Yeah. Helm had good intentions, but Helm tried to fix an impossible, tried to provide an impossible solution. Kubernetes is not a Linux distro. As much as naive tech blog writers would have you think otherwise, Kubernetes is not a Linux distro. Not even close. Kubernetes, every Kubernetes cluster is unique and has its own configurations and requirements that are highly customized. Simpler, generic clusters are simply unusable for most practical applications. This fact makes creating a standard package manager impossible. It would be like creating an apt system that addressed every single different Linux distro available today. The fallacy that such applications can be managed in the same simple way is the source of much wasted time, money, and safety. one popular attempt at a universal solution to applications management and installation demonstrates how ludicrous this all is. The Red Hat, the what was it? Operator framework, originally from Red Hat, is a disastrous failure. Requiring its OLM to have full cluster admin permissions and placing the responsibility for cluster security on the administrators who are warned, despite their open tickets regarding this massive security flaw, to check anything you install with it to be sure it's safe. Imagine telling that to most people who install applications with APT. And ironically, even though OLM has the equivalent of what I call enterprise root not just to one server, but your whole fucking enterprise cluster, it still is unable to provide the simplicity of a package manager we've come to expect when the distro is relatively locked down. Again, the problem is with the point of view, not the technology. Kubernetes is not a fucking Linux distro. It's anything but. Please stop perpetuating this dangerous comparison. Okay, that's good enough. Make sure I don't have too many typos. Term package management, popularized wrongly by the Helm product, does not relate to Kubernetes and should be avoided. It is causing a misconfusion and chaos in industries using the following application build utility configuration management system. Helm is closer to Webpack, a Node.js build tool, than an APT, the Ubuntu package manager. Calling Helm a package manager is simply a lie. Let's look at the actual package. Let's look at an actual package manager in comparison. When installing Open SSH server, one need only execute apt to install Open SSH server, and everything works because because apt has been designed to work with Debian Ubuntu systems, and all of those systems with regard to software installation and management follow the same standard. There is no intermediate validate step. No need to comb through the source code to make sure it works on your computer. No need to add extra dependencies that are not covered by the APT system itself. No need to change references from external dependencies into internal ones. No need to copy down the package infrastructure, external image dependencies into internal ones. No need to copy down the package specification file. Ensure we have a copy of it. Everything just works. That is what a package manager provides. Consider the process of installing and maintaining a Helm chart. First, you identify the chart, then copy down the tarball and compress it. Look through the defaults with Helm template. Read through the template themselves, looking for bugs and places to customize. Check the Git repo to see if any of the open issues relates to you. Change the references to external images to internal mirror copies of images. Run the resource files through OPA conf test to proactively ensure they meet security policies. Then attempt to install only to discover that that you must create additional RBOC resources before it will ever run, or then be able to undo all of that customization once you remove or upgrade your package. This is not package management. This is software configuration building installation. Helm is not a package manager. It never was. It was born out of the needs for application creators to make it easier to build applications, not install them. Install and manage them. Helm had good intentions, but Helm tried to provide an impossible solution. As much as naive tech blog writers would have you think otherwise, Kubernetes is not a Linux distro, not even close. Every Kubernetes cluster is unique and has its own configurations and requirements that require a high amount a large amount of customization, even between development and production clusters. Simpler generic clusters, no. This fact makes creating a standard package manager impossible. It would be like creating an app system that addresses every single different Linux distro available today. The fallacy that such applications can be managed in the same simple way, is the source of much wasted time, money, and safety. One popular attempt at a universal solution to applications management installation demonstrates how ludicrous this all is. The operator framework, originally from Red Hat, is a disastrous failure. It's a disastrous security failure, requiring its OLM to have full cluster admin permissions and place the responsibility for cluster security on the administrators who are warned, despite there are open tickets regarding this massive security flaw, to check anything you install with it to be sure it's safe. Keep in mind that Helm 2 with Tiller was shamed out of existence by the industry for attempting the same stupidity. Imagine telling This is a different sentence goes up here. Gotta move that sentence. This is a bit harder to do with. What the fuck is going on? Why won't people answer the fucking phone? I don't think that's me. No, mine's in my phone, my pocket. Same thing you install with it to be sure it's safe. Imagine telling that to people installing applications. To app users. Keep in mind that Helm 2 with Tiller was shamed out of existence by the industry for attempting the same stupidity. Ironically, even though OLM has the equivalent of what I call enterprise root, not just on one server, but your whole enterprise cluster. It is. What the fuck is going on with that alarm? It's driving me fucking insane. Can somebody do something about that? Take your phone with you if you have an alarm set that's going to go off. It's still unable to provide the simplicity of a package manager. Ironically, even though OLM has the equivalent of what I call enterprise root, it is still unable to provide the simplicity of a package manager we could expect with the distro which is relatively locked down. Again, the problem is with the point of view, not the point of view in design, not the technology. Not the technology. Kubernetes is not a Linux distro. It is anything but. Please stop perpetuating this dangerous comparison. Instead, we should be focused on facilitating duplication of application code and adding sustainable practices for maintaining that code over time, leveraging the same successful processes evolved from software applications development. Many might not like to hear this, but you cannot administer a Kubernetes cluster without software development skills. Notably, Git ops, CI/CD, shell scripting, Go code review, and YAML JSON configuration. You simply cannot administer a collection of systems, infrastructure, applications without these core skills. I hate writing that because it's going to make it very hard. That's going to be hard for people to read, but it's true. You can't be a Kubernetes administrator without having software development skills. Who keeps making all kinds of noise on my phone? Oh, damn it. I forgot my timesheet again. My new phone reminder's not working. I gotta do that right now. So I'll turn the music up. Let me turn this down for a sec. Actually, let me turn the music up. Oh, cool. That's super cool. Hey, do you have opinions on? I have some stuff I want you to read. I'll get it to you in a bit. I like your opinions. I want to get all the opinions. 2D slices and go. I don't know, man. It's more like C. It's hard to get 2D slices in C too, right? I gotta get my time card in. I'm gonna turn the music down. Please let me know your opinions on the music. If you think it's too high or too low, I mostly just want it to mask the background noise. If you don't like music, of course, the music is dropped from the VODs and Twitch. So if you don't like it or if it doesn't help you work, let me know. I want it to be low enough that if you wanted to turn me down, you could turn the music off, essentially, and still listen to me on low. Um, so if the music is too mixed in, let me know. Um, all right, so all right, so. Uh, I mean, I don't. I need to, but now it's a bit low. Yeah, this is where it normally is. It's set to minus 40 decibels. It is. It's a bit low. I don't. I don't want it. I kind of just want it barely audible. You know. So that's about fine, right? Um, have such advanced concepts like map filter and reduce are not advanced concepts. I don't know where you're getting that from. Those are Node.js-isms that came from JavaScript. No, he's talking about map filter reduce. And there's an entire blog. If Frank actually cared to understand this, which he doesn't, he would read Rob Pike's blog about why map filter reduced is not included in Go. Because it doesn't go with a low-level language. It's like fucking idiotic. To have an embedded programmer say that they want map filter reduce is kind of stupid. I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, I want to do embedded software. You prefer high-level languages for your low-level. Rust is not a high-level language. No, it's not. It's not a high-level language. And then, but everything in Python. Python's got the best high-levelness of all of those languages for that kind of thing. It's the best calculator. I particularly like the construct where you can put like, less than and greater than. You can like string them. I love that. I love that. All right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Python is, I mean, for that kind of thing. Map filter reduce is a functional language concept. Yes, sort of, but it's not. It's required by also lazy loading, right? The languages that really leverage map filter reduce well use lazy loading, because map filter reduce is fucking totally inefficient in any language that doesn't have lazy evaluation. So it has no business being in a low level, like actual language that's close to C. And in fact, the only reason that the Rust people want it is because they're mostly Node script kiddies who want to have a fancy language. So prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. So the number of people who jump into Rust who knew Node first and never learned C is insane. It's insane. It's really insane. They never learned C. They just like to shit on it because their last language was Node, and now they want another cool language, so they pick up Rust. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to. I told you I'm not a good person. I'm an asshole. I warned you in advance. All right, so package management will never work in Kubernetes. Rants, Kubernetes, Helm, Red Hat, OpenShift, operators. I put Kelm. Helm. There's only C. Yep. No, I think, Frank, I actually would really love, because of your C coding that you've done with microcontrollers, I would really like to see what you think of Rust for microcontroller coding. That's one of the areas I think Rust could be good. But then everybody that's been, all the people that I trust who do microcontroller embedded programming, they laugh at it because they say, it says it's safe here, but then you have to turn unsafe on to access anything that useful worth doing on any of the device. And you got to access the memory and devices and everything on the embedded controllers. And so everything has to be unsafe anyway. So the entire value proposition of Rust is out the door. You might as well just do it in C. That's not from me saying that. That's embedded programmers talking about this that are doing it. And I've listed references to some of the PhDs who've done papers on this and stuff, who are saying, look, you know, this idea of like type safety, I mean, like memory safety and stuff is completely idiotic, because one of Rust's sweet spot targets is embedded programming and low-level no GC kind of thing. And that's kind of the edge computing area, which Rust could probably be really good in, but then you turn unsafe on everything and you might as well just not. So at that point, the only thing that you're getting out of it is whatever other syntax sugar or non-C-like things, such as map filter reduce. You know what I mean? And if you want map filter reduce in your C, then Rust might be the thing for you. So yeah, unsafe sections are limited to required parts like adding registers. Yeah, but the lower you go, the more of that stuff is tagged as unsafe. That's the point that they make. That's the point that they make, is that the lower you go, the more your tagging stuff is unsafe, and the less value proposition you get by doing it in Rust. But the reason I'm interested to hear what you have to say by trying it, because there's probably enough other high-level ideas like map filter reduce, so I'll admit that are available to it that are not traditional C. I mean, C you don't even get. This is where we need MacGyver. I banned him because he was insufferable. I couldn't stand it anymore. This is where it would be really nice to get MacGyver's input on this, because he's an embedded programmer. He hates Rust. He's one of the many who do, and for that reason though. But he's really opinionated. I mean, like, more than me. He would never change his mind on anything, even if you showed it to him. But if you can show me like something that Rust can do in a smaller amount of memory that would fit onto a microcontroller and allow things like map filter reduce or any kind of concurrency, you know, I actually tried this with Go routines. It didn't work because TinyGo doesn't support Go routines. It doesn't support true concurrent Go routines. It'll still run it, but it's not concurrent because the microcontroller doesn't have it. So you have to like code it in. I was going to code the whole thing in C and then have some sort of, you know, loop structure with event-based thing. It was a really low level thing because C doesn't have it. So I'm not against high level, you know, coding constructs being in a low level language. I really am not. I just think it's funny. That's the first thing people usually go for. Has a microcontroller too, right? Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's a microcontroller. And TinyGo on Raspberry Pi doesn't. That's what we tested. We tested it on Arduino, actually. Yeah, TinyGo's a thing. Yeah, TinyGo's pretty cool. It's just be careful because the tinier you go, the less you get. You do not get concurrency. The reason I even looked at TinyGo is I wanted concurrency in my microcontroller, which was kind of stupid to want because no amount of coding is going to make up for the limitations in the hardware. And that I would love to be wrong on that. I really, really want that. I just want to make 6 heads move simultaneously and change their modes so I can have them all on different go routines or different green threads or whatever the fuck. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's you gotta write it in C. And if you're doing it in C, it's low level. And I'm sure there's some library out there in C that I just don't know about that does it. But anyway, back to work. Where are we? What time is it? All right, another hour of going at this pretty hard. I have a new project. Probably more Flash than C. Yeah. Yeah. To me, that stuff to me, I'm a C all the way. Ain't nobody have time to do that in C. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I went for Go, is I was like, I mean, I got so crazy with it. I actually tried to make, at one point I tried to put each head on a different microcontroller and then create a communications API across it and then put some Bluetooth on them and stuff. And I was like, no, I just need to stop doing this right now. These all need to be, there's only 6 of them. They all need to be on a separate GPIO pin and just use the Raspberry Pi, which is ultimately what I ended up doing. We didn't finish it, but we decided to go just with a microcomputer instead of a microcontroller, which is what Raspberry Pi is, right? It's not a microcontroller. It's a microcomputer. And so, because then you get everything, right? Raspberry Pi has full concurrency and everything because it's a computer. It's got threading and everything. How many Pis? Oh God, 50 or so, maybe 30. I don't know. I have a ton left over from the school because we would use one and then they would burn up the kit. Yeah, I'm gonna build them all in the. You're gonna see it. I mean, in my ugly room here over Christmas, I'm gonna be building out my Kubernetes cluster with Raspberry Pis, leftover Mac Minis, and leftover MSI gaming Tridents with GPUs. I've got probably 50 computers, and including the Pis that I want to cluster all together into one or more actual clusters. And on metal, I'm not gonna try to put virtualization on there at all because it's just too much overhead. Yeah, I need to do that too for my own training. I need to do that because I want to test things that I can't really test with Kind. And I don't think everybody needs to do it, but I think if you're going to be serious about being a cloud native, anything, you really need to have a physical lab. It's just too expensive to do this all on Amazon or GKE or whatever. Plus, I'm not particularly a fan of cloud. A Pi Army, yes. Kinslayer, yes. Yeah, I'll show you. Actually, that's why the reason I've been doing all this IRL stuff, IRL camming and everything, is because I'm trying to be able to carry you around while I do all of that. Because I can't do it just like right in front of this video here. That's where it's all coming from. That and the art, and the music was kind of a bonus. Being able to go to the pub and drink beer, and so that's all kind of a bonus. EV blog started to design a nice rack for Raspberry Pis. Oh, I've seen it. Yes, I actually watched that. I think it's the same one. Yeah, Courageous Christmas Party. Open link. What do we got? I'm pretty sure I've seen this. Wait, no, this is a different one. No. Wait, what? Did he 3D print it? There's another one where the guy 3D printed it. Yeah. Oh, this is so... I haven't seen... Frank, thank you for sending this. I haven't seen this one. This is it, guys. Make sure you follow that link from link. I haven't seen this one. This is a totally different one. There's another guy who 3D printed a huge rack for his whatever. Yeah, I bow down to electronics people. I really do. They tend to be assholes, but they're my kind of assholes. Like you. What? $5,000 pie from Girly? Oh my god. I have not seen that. I'm supposed to work. Can I go back to work? I gotta go back to work. I'm definitely subbing to this dude. For a more integrated Raspberry Pi supercomputer cluster. Ooh. I don't know how I'm gonna do mine. Mine's probably just gonna be in the cases, just like in the corner. I don't know. It's like a fucking IKEA shelf. I don't look. It's not going to be professional. I already know that because you can't put Mac Minis in a professional rack. They don't fit. You can get shelves and shit, but it's like why? Just use IKEA. And people can laugh. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, back to work. Back to work for me. We have all the Pi stuff. You can x86 computers with serial connectors. No. These are old. These are old minis. These are old 2016 minis. Yeah, I've got like 14 of them. They sat for a full year. I donated them to a school and they just left them in the fucking box. For a full year. For a full year. I'm not going to say who. They had no idea how to set them up. They had no desire to set them up or anything. It was like thousands of dollars worth of hardware and software. I donated all these monitors to them and they didn't use any of it. It just sat in their storage for a full year. And I called them back and I said, because I was moving, I said, hey, have you done anything with those that we donated yet? And like, no, they're still here. Because they didn't have any people on site to do it. They wanted us to come in and do it. We said, okay, I'll send people over to help you out. And they go, no, that's so fine. So I said, can we have them back then? And so we got them back. I got them all in the other room. I'm like, these things run Linux just fine. I know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put every possible architecture I can on every one. I went from wanting to have them all be the same thing to have every single one of them be something different. M1, you like your M1? You seeing the whole Ethereum blockchain in a day? Oh my God. Yeah, I would not be interested in that, but I suppose that's pretty fast. Yes, Strager was playing with one too. He was playing with an M1. I saw him. I was watching. He was streaming something about that. Package management. All right, here we go. I can go ahead and post that one. All right, so back to this. So this is my summary. I needed a related section down here. Related. That link package. All right, so all right. There are many ways to solve Kubernetes applications today. I'm gonna put something here I can say. Some alternative approaches to applications administration. have all come up short. All right. I don't think there is a need for them. I think this is a fail. Let's see here. I propose a simple convention to ensure that everyone on the team is on the same page and capable of any phase of Kubernetes application management. Let me check my calendar at work. I want to make sure I'm not missing something. Wait, what? Messages, home. All right. Need a project for it. Need a scanner for the blockchain? Oh, God. God. I can't believe people spend time doing that stuff. To each his own. Wait, what day is it? Why is this not updating? All right, Slack. I'm beginning to not trust you. No, I am not upgrading my Docker desktop. I know you're trying to sneak something in on me. Last time I did that, they broke me. I couldn't do anything. I tell you, I am the Docker project. Of course it was. So let's see. Come here, Slack. I'm trying to get Slack to behave. It's not doing anything. It's really weird. It's very strange. Yes, text me, please. Wait, what? Verificado. Batch job. Oh. No, don't give a shit. I'm looking through my production tickets. Oh. What the hell? I need to ask somebody about that one. I'm sure somebody's on it, but what was that? Oh, that was on Sunday. Hey, how's it going, Quaz? Quaz Deb? Suggesting or enforcing? I don't know. I want to enforce it, but it's just for our team, right? It's kind of a suggestion. kind of. Oh shit, I have to change my password. Yeah, I hate that they have that. Wait, did I miss that? Oh, I did. Damn. I missed it. Sec here. Bum, 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 bum. Did I put and? Oh, and Ansible? Really? Kinda got hot in here real fast. I got the sun in my... I gotta get a full blackout thing there. It's too hot. I wonder if it's cold outside. It is hot in here. I had to put the shoe there to hold it open. It doesn't stay open. Yeah. Oh, all right. So, thank you for that. Yep. Um, hopefully all of this should help adapt to the many different applications and the variety of different methods they require to update their product. Let's see, you can deploy Kubernetes resources using Torah, or that's kind of why I had it that way. How about this? How about that? It rules a simple convention to ensure that everyone on the team is on the same page and capable of any phase of Kubernetes application management. This should help adapt to the many different applications and the variety of different methods they require. Yep. On Saturday, I am writing my stand-up really quick. Oh God, why would you send me a Rust team poll? There's a Terraform for Kubernetes. I think anything but YAML files at this point is a bad idea, but that's based on all the information I have right now. Yeah. Spawning cloud resources with Ansible. Depending on your needs, available providers. Yeah. Yeah, well, I root users. Yeah, I use mostly Vim, but I use VS Code on occasion. I would use Emacs if I knew it, but I don't. I like VI because it's the standard editor. Ed is the standard editor, and VI is a visual mode of X, which is an extension of Ed's. Therefore, by relation, VI is the standard editor on Unix. So the standard visual editor. How about that? So that's why I use it. It's included in every certification exam. Emacs is not. VS Code is not. Thanks for the follow, Camilo. Using Terraform. Yeah, if you're already using Terraform, I could see that, but I don't understand why people just don't simplify. And that's I've talked to a lot of people at this point, and the one consistent theme that keeps coming up is the more experience people have with Kubernetes, the more they are willing to throw out any applications management system they have and just use Git and YAML files. That seems to be a theme. I keep bumping into it from people that have authored books on it, people that are like, high level executives and trainers and consultants, and people that are doing the engineering themselves. I just keep running into it. And so I tried it myself twice. I did new feature discovery. It took me 15 minutes to do it. And then I did it with Jupyter Hub, and that took me like an hour. And I'm totally sold on it, particularly because I know how to script. But I didn't even have to script anything. That was even better. So I have to finish my stand-up here in the other window. We're doing stand-ups in Slack. Stand-up's an agile thing, guys, in case you don't know what that is. This is leftover from Agile anyway. And that one evening, that Ed was the source of all things like goodness and universe. It was. It is. Ed absolutely is. A friend of entropy. That was fun, huh? Pulumi is it simply outright YAML. I'll put YAML from it. Ooh. Your stand-up is text only? Yep. We have stand-ups and text only, and then we have meetings. Speaking of which, do I have a meeting today? I think I have a meeting today. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. I'm having a hard time remembering. Trying to think, but nothing happens. Oh, it's 3:30 today. I have a 3:30 meeting today. Yeah. I do. All right, I gotta make sure I don't forget that. Sit up during a stand-up lull. Really? You're such a geek. That is such a geek joke. That's a geek joke. No, I'm not. I'll check it out eventually, but not right now. I'm at work. Reverse what I want. Yeah. What time is this? 3:30. Okay, so I have a meeting at 3:30. I mean, I guess that means that my co-working is going to be after 3:30. Because they're going to go from 3:30 to 4 probably. So I can do from 4 to 6. Yep. And then I can put I'm adding back a personal reminder for 3:30. Yippers. Harbor. Yep, save that one. I'm almost done with this co-working session. I have to finish my stand-up. Just at finger. CDK. What we got here? We have. I need to finish my stand up. Give me a second here. Yeah, I'm just writing up some stuff here. Send. All right. So that looks good. God damn. This alert is so fucking verbose. Please ignore the errors in our alert system. Okay. That's funny. I'm like, my God, our alerts are like out of control. And then there's an at here and there. Please ignore the. Oh my God. I kind of want to wade into that one, see if I can help. Our alerts out of control. Anybody else use Isinga? Anybody else use Isinga for alerts? Oh my God, these are insane. Fuck. Causes to fell dot. Oh. Anyway. We didn't talk about the Terraform stuff in detail. I'm not going to explore that because it I think it's unnecessary, honestly. I'm a big fan of chopping. I'm like Occam's razor, the technology. If there's unnecessary technology, I don't want it. I am not a fan of using technology that is unnecessary. You're going to pick make files. Make sure you have, build dependencies. If you don't, then do something else. Propose a simple convention to ensure that everyone on the team is on the same page and capable. What? What doesn't seem complete? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Pulumi thing? Yeah, everyone's got some newfangled awesome thing that does the job, and every time I look at it, I'm like, oh my god. Why would you ever use this? I'm not even kidding. I get kind of scared by that. I propose a simple convention to ensure that everyone on the team is the same page capable. And different solutions. It's enforce a common set of practices. For each application, way that is implementation agnostic. Yeah. Operation. To be clear, this is not yet another application abstraction. So. The k8sapp conventional contract states I agree to provide a Git repo for each app. Name repos are consistent with prefixes. I agree to provide a detailed readme.md. I agree to document the following procedures. Fetch, validate, configure, install, upgrade, uninstall, check. I agree to add a related section with related reading where possible. When available. How about that? That's it. Consider creating a template for your organization enterprise GitHub so that people can simply clone, copy it, and fill it. This takes a lot of busy administrative work out of the process. Vendoring. Vendoring is the process of saving external dependencies with one's own code. Yeah. So, there are many ways to install and manage Kubernetes applications. I have to copy this over to other. Cloud administrators are forced to choose or invent their own installation administration techniques. kubectl scripts, customize Helm, modified Helm operator framework, custom operators adapted. Cloud administrators are forced to choose or to learn one or all of these, since there is no agreement in the industry as to a standard. Moreover, the industry is full of overhyped frameworks and package managers vying for dominance while failing to meet even minimal requirements for air gap security and sustainability. This lack of a standard This situation, brought about by attempting to force imperative IT business processes into declarative solutions, has created a fair amount of chaos and a climate of conflict and shame. Has created chaos and a climate of conflict and shame for those refusing to use the Kubernetes application management standards, when in fact the safest and most sustainable approach is to keep things simple. Use Kubernetes resource files and kubectl. Just use Kubernetes and follow a conventional methodology. What would you expect managers, or would you just say this app needs a Postgres database? That's how to configure the connection details. Well, that's kind of the problem. It depends on what you're talking about. You can't, if you're talking about dependencies and cloud native dependencies, those are totally different than package dependencies, right? So I need to go for a walk. My calendar says I'm supposed to go for a walk. Simple issues problem is to enforce a common set of admin practices. Amidst the chaos, a common set of admin practices seems mandatory. So that each application is looked after in an implementation agnostic way, in a way that is implementation agnostic. I feel only that they are one doesn't care how these practices are fulfilled, only that they are. Some can be scripted, some are a matter of documentation, but all are required for any real application, for any application to make it. Oh, wow. Thank you for that. But all to make it into your production cluster. So the application can, one could say that every application can implement its own methods for the same operations. The cloud native admin, or by a script on behalf of the admin. All right, to be clear, this is not yet another abstraction specific, application abstraction. Even though it can be implemented as such, it's just a matter of agreeing on what everyone on the admin team should do with respect to all Kubernetes applications, while allowing each its own specificity. The k8sapp the k8sapp contract states, I agree to provide blah, blah, blah. Consider creating a free organization. Well, it's conversational vendoring. We need to write something about Helm here, but I don't know if we need to get specific. I agree to keep a vendored copy of the original application. Um, when an internet connection cannot be assumed. That's pretty much it. Okay, I think that part's done. I can go for my walk now. I'm going to go for a walk. Go for a walk outside. Just honestly, it's just going to be a walk, but it's going to be a while, a distance. This is in methodology, yeah. I don't want to put another tool in place. In fact, all the tools necessary already exist. kubectl, conftest, curl. So, yeah. Kubernetes applications method management methodology. CRAM. Management conventions. Kubernetes applications management conventions. How's that? What is that? Camp? Apple. Yeah, I don't care how it gets implemented as long as it is implemented. Yeah. All right. So commit yes. Zip post. So if you guys want to read it, give me some feedback. There you go. And I'm gonna drop real quick, and I'm gonna be out on the road for a walk. If you want to come for a walk with me, I'm just gonna go my normal route. I'm probably gonna turn around a little bit earlier so we don't get the drop off in the audio. So if you have questions and if you're a beginner and you just want to hang with me and ask questions, this is a good time to do it. So kind of just a regular walk. So